Well, this is where we're at now. I got all these tapped out. Now I got to tap these. And I won't be through with the plate, but I'll be through with the holes in the plate. Now I got to cut, I don't know which side, this is the bottom. Probably be the top. I will split across here, split down, and split down. Don't split that. Just prise that up and bend it. Then cut a taper piece on each side and a piece for the end to close that up to put my spring-loaded Teflon wheel in there to push on that chain. It's probably on the side over here. I told you about on the side over here. But anyway, that's where it'll be. I still ain't finished that. On another video, I welded the tops. Now the top here don't leak a bit. But the bottom leaks on both corners, here and here. And right there I see it. What I done, I took some of this blue stuff right here. See if I can find it. This blue stuff here, I mixed it with MEK. And I tilled this up and I poured some in there. And that MEK is so thin, it came out there, and right there. And I didn't see none on the top. That's how I check my leaks. The MEK will run right through that stuff. I don't like this camera I'm on now. This camera, I hadn't farted yet since I've been in here, and I guarantee it's already made me a fart noise already. This thing goes, I think it's automatic focus going in and out that makes it sound like a fart noise. I know when I get ready to fart now, I'm gonna cut it. I don't care who's listening. But this thing here, every time I hear this camera here, I'm like, man, I'm farting. Maybe I do fart all the time. But I hadn't farted yet, so when I check this video, I'm going to find out. So we're going to finish these. This one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. Then I might rip this afternoon. This is Saturday evening. I ain't too long. I hadn't too long got here, maybe an hour or so ago. So I got here about 4 o'clock. So I hadn't got much done today. I still got to make this other, still got to put these 4 bolts in here. I still got to make another one of these with a hole not through it for over here and put the 4 bolts in it. And once I get that done, I bought some 3/4 round stock. It was $20 for 5 foot. And I got my bearing in. Then I got let me go get my bearing. Hang on a minute. I just got this bearing in the mail Friday. And that's the part number there. I was going to buy another 4-bolt flarings, but I just didn't want that look. I didn't want the 4-bolt flarings mount. This has got a lock collar on it. It'll look more professional when I show you what I'm going to do with it. This is going to be my 3/4 shaft run to it. You know my 2 holes in my, my pivot piece in the middle? There's your pivot, and there's your hole, and there's your hole. Well, back here's the hydrostat, so the yoke will stick out there no problem. But on this side over here, on the back side of this flange here, I'm gonna put that bearing right in there for holding my drive shaft. Then it'll be a yoke. Go right in there. I don't know if you follow me, but this is front of the track, this is the back. And all this gonna do is hold my drive shaft in center. So I'll be able to lock. This is offset. You see how it's thin and it's thick? Well, same with this. You put it on there and you twist it. Once you get it twisted, you lock the set screw. And I will make a little, I don't know if it's aluminum housing or steel housing, just to push in. I'm not gonna have it where I'm probably gonna have a couple set screws in it. I don't know what I'm gonna do. 1 to 2. Pressure just cut on. Hang on a minute. And I was wondering what I was going to use for a cable for this back hydrostat and this front hydrostat, because I want to take these off with a cable this way, turn the cable another way, and hook both one selector into two cables so they both work these transmissions. So I went to the junkyard, I got to look around, and I found this cable here. This come off of a 96 Ford in 2002, 2003, I think up to 2006 will work, I'm not sure. But it's real heavy duty. It's got a hard plastic liner in the middle, on the outer edge. And it's got this cable in the middle of it. Let me set this down and show you how stiff it is. I could push on that, and that should be able to pull my transmission and push my transmission. That got broke. That was already broken. It's supposed to be like that. But that is pretty stiff cable. So I believe this cable here will work out fine. I'll put two of these on it. I'll short one of these ends up the length I want, and do like they did. I will get me a piece of 1/4 inch cold roll and drill a hole in it and get a crimper and crimp that cable onto it and make my own ends. I'm gonna try to keep this end here. I might put these in on either on the hydrostat or put these two ends here on the ends that I think I put these on the ends that come together. These two ends here, if two of these meet together, then I have one mechanism pushing these two mechanisms. So you want to go to the front transmission, back, curve around, go back to front transmission. Then want to go right back down to the back transmission. So that's my plan on that. All right, I have not farted since this camera's been on. So I'm going to find out, is it me doing all the farting? Or is the camera imitating it? I believe it's the focus that does it. I'm not sure, but I don't like the way this camera makes me sound. Anyway, that's that. That's where we at. Well, I'll let you see me do one hole, and that way you won't get left out on me building this piece here all the way. So you see what I'm doing. I'm just drilling a hole in it. Once I get the hole drilled all the way through it, I'm going to tap it, run the tap through it, sitting right here on the machine. So they just cut it off and change to now I'm going to cut off it. I'm going to back it up and get this one, drill it. Then drill these two and I'll come back and tap them. So let me go ahead and drill them. I'll come back and show you tapping them. This is one of the reasons why I like the milling machine. You can just tap your hole without, you ain't got to do it by hand. This camera here goes out of focus a lot. I don't like it. But put in reverse right now. Oh, reverse. Come back up. So we got to move back over to this hole. Get this and that and that. So I ain't gonna show you the rest of them. So that's it. See the handle still going up, but it just stopped. So there's your hole. I ain't gonna show you the rest of them. Well, I forgot I had the Driveshaft. I got it in the mail too. Made in America. This here Telescopic in and out. This part here. Just what I need. But I wish it was when it's out this way, that the whole thing was about 1 inch longer. Because what's happening, I want it to be where, say for instance, this is one hole I'm going to try it through my swivel. I want it to be maybe center, coming there. But the way it is, one side will be center and the other side won't be center. But it'll be alright. I'll make it work. I'm hoping there's enough collapsibility when I turn. Oh, you stupid light cut off. Come on, cut back on. Let me put this thing on. We'll stay on. I hadn't farted yet, so I know when I fart. So I'm gonna find out if it's me farting or is the camera farting. I'm hoping that that we have enough room here. If I don't, I might shorten this up a little bit. I don't know if it will clout further or not. I don't know when it goes in. I have to find out. But I'm scared it's not going to be far enough in when I turn. Because when these two pieces here turn like this, that's making the drive shaft shorter. Then that's stretching it back out long. So I'm hoping that I have the enough throw in and out here to accommodate my turn, how far I want it to turn. Before I cut this hole on top of here, you know these three sides, not this back where I can peel this up, I'm going to check and see. I'm going to go ahead and make I got two bearings here. They might not be the right bearing, but they're going to be the bearings for right now. Because later on I can find some. It won't be a big deal to change these if these go out. But I'm going to put these bearings and turn this down to the right length. Turn it down as wide as the chain is, a little bit wider than the chain. And I'm going to put these bearings in. So that's what we're fixing to do now. If this thing will stay in there. I don't know if it's staying there or not, but it's in there, but it's straight. So we're going to give it a whirl and see what happens. We're going to turn it down and see. What I need to find out, I need to go measure my chain. Where's my caliper? Caliper, where you at? There you are, right there with a wrench thrown on top of it. That's real good, ain't it? That's really a machinist, ain't it? It's one of them wannabe machinists. Well, let me go measure the chain, see how wide I got to have this part here. I need to know that. I like this Teflon. I like the way it cuts. Let me cut off a bigger line than that. That ain't nothing. I like the way that cuts. It's just got a little string falling all the way down. Just piling up on the bottom down there. Pretty neat. I hope this Teflon holds up. Rubber rolling on that chain all the time. I don't know. We'll find out. I'm just making what I got. Later on I can figure out what I really need. At the moment, we'll just use what we got. Look at that, I got me a nice little piece of roller. That will be on top of be on top of it pushing. I don't know how that's going to work with all that. Hear all that? Probably ain't going to last very long. I know immediately it's going to wear a groove into it, so it's going to start fitting. It's going to start wearing down into everything. Once it wears down to fit, probably won't make that noise as bad. I'm hoping. But anyway, we just got to drill a hole in it, put a bearing in it, make our little hinge thing come out so this thing can ride up and down. That's our plan. Take this out of the chuck. We'll chuck this in there, see if we can't set the bearings. Just to get to that point and trim off from here to there. Look how much stuff down at the bottom. Big old pile of stuff. Going right on, piling up a long way. Look at that. Looks pretty neat, don't it? Looks like one of them in the ocean, one of them things that jellyfish. Here we go. You know, on the skateboard, they made this little divider between the bearings, so the boat has something to tighten up against. So I just pushed on the inside of the bearing and warping it. So I made this. I hadn't drilled my hole all the way through it yet. I need to put it in there where I can test it, where I can able to push it out if I need to. So let's knock the other bearing there and see how much we got. Might have to take some of it off, this aluminum piece. Might have to take some of it off. Hold on a minute, let me knock it in there. Find something to knock it with. Oh, here's the hammer right here. I don't know if you can see that or not, but I'll put it in the lathe and put. You know, I got it in there. I need to cut my centerpiece off just a little bit. See that bearing sticking out just a hair? That side flush. But you know, that's going to make a hell of a noise. You know, if that chain passing by, you know it's going to be making a noise like that. Wow. I believe it once it wears down to fit this and to fit this and to fit, once it wears down to fit everything, I believe it stopped that clunking noise because it all have an even surface to wear on by that time. But it's going to take a little while to wear it down to that. I should have made this thing about that much bigger. Should have made it half-inch bigger altogether. But you learn and live as you go. That is going to be noisy when it first cranks up. What I've done is took 2 pieces of flat iron, that's on the bottom, and this size here on the side, and I cobbled up this. And now I'm going to take and cut this here all the way down to an angle here, because I don't need all this part. I just need it just where the roller goes. Then I got, well, a hinge part here in the back. So let me cut this off. I ain't going to show you. Imagine me cutting both sides off. Go ahead and dream it up. Well, here it is. See what time it is already. It's already 2:33, 4, whatever it is. And I was wanting to have this thing built today and finished, but it ain't going to get done. I am sick. This project right here has been the aggravating of all. If I just made a dry chain, I've been done through with it. All I got to have was just a box to hold it. And a dry chain with no tensioner, I've been through it. But no, I had to have an oil type driven and all that with seals in it and all that good stuff. I know y'all get tired of watching me build this stupid thing. I know I'm tired of building it. There ain't no cutting corners to get through with it. I'm just wondering if I should split that back, open that up, flip that around, put it on there, and let it smash down that way. If I did it that way, I won't need much, my cover won't need much modification to it. See how that's almost flat? Now if I did it this way, it ain't much difference, I don't guess. It's a little bit higher, but it's got to have a spring on it to push on it, on the lid, so a fixed spring somehow, some way, someday. Anyway, I'm about tired of it. About ready to set it aside for a while almost. Set this to the side and get on something else. But if I don't get this done, this ain't gonna get done. So hello. I don't think this is gonna work. I mean, it probably will, but I'm scared it's gonna make a hell of a lot of racket. If them wheels, that chain passing by me, making that kind of racket, then this part be hooked to that, so the noise be transferred from in out into the case. So I'm gonna come up and see if I can find me a small double sprocket with bearings are in it. I can use for idler. If it don't, so if I can get the smallest one I got and put bearings in it and do this same thing again, but have teeth and, you know, cog bearing or cog in it instead. We're gonna go outside and look at this new joint on the tractor, see what it look like. What I'm worried about this flip joint here is the mount of flip I got. When this thing folds together, I just wonder, is this thing going to be enough collapse? Because when this thing goes around, if you go that way, both of these things are even. So you have to, of course I couldn't turn no more than about right in there as far as I can go with this drive shaft. That'd be about as far as I can turn. But that bearing I was talking about for a hanger, you know, the 3/4 rod goes in here, which goes through there. And that bearing I got in there, it will be fixed to the middle of this bearing housing right here. And the bottom be open for my cables to run through here. But I'm going to make it to fit right in here, so it won't have that old stupid looking old 4-bolt flange thing in there. I'll give it more the real look, like it was made for it. I just got so much work to do to this thing. I still got to mount both fenders. I got to build I got to continuate this motor mount all the way back to here. Then put another piece of angle line like this on the frame here on both sides to do it, to make another motor mount like this, to put another set of these strut mounts on there, the little strut, yeah, what do you call them thing, a little garment thing up here, so my gearbox can sit on it. Then I got to figure out what, if I can measure it just right, I can make that where that drive shaft, that gearbox will just go in that one drive, that one U-joint, just like it is. Bam, right by itself. If I did that, I'll be short a joint. Well, not really. Let's see. Because I have to have one from the gearbox right here. Just one. I already got that one over there. So that's one. So all I need is 2 more. I have to have one for the other side of the gearbox and the one to run that pulley up here. I mean, that transmission. Oh, I thought about doing this to my tractor, since, you know, this is different look and this look. So make it look like I made it that way. I was going to put 2 of them on there. Just like that. I don't think it looked that bad. I think it looked pretty good if you ask me. Just give it a different look. One there on each side. And I'll cut a hole in it and I'll put some wire in there. And try to make it look like something. Still got to put my steering, I still got to make my steering cylinder back. I'm afraid I'm going to have to cut this off and raise this seat up probably about 2 more inches, because I don't have much room for my cylinder. My cylinder's got to run right across, right in between here, and I don't know if it's enough room. Then I got to of course hook all the instruments, all that junk up. That's the main stuff. Just the 2 fenders, gearbox, and getting the hydrostatic pedal over there. The hydrostatic pedal, I can't put it down here. It's going to be up here on the top of this thing where my foot will smash it. So I'm going to make a little place on the other side where I can push it with my foot. Because down here, I broke my ankles years ago, and they won't bend like they want to. So I got to build this thing to fit me. And that's what we're going to do, make it fit me. Remember I was telling you about I wish my drive shaft was about 1 inch longer. You can't see my yoke. And you can see my yoke here. I wish this here was 1 inch longer where you couldn't see my yoke. So they have the both same look. But you know, they ain't nobody gonna pay no attention. Just like this here being offset. I wasn't gonna change it, but I said the hell with it. This is offset in the hole. Ain't nobody gonna. This would be in the hole centered. Right there. Yeah, I've been working on that gear chain box so long, and it feels like I hadn't been working on the track light. I just gave up on it. So I'm a little aggravated on the chain, on the gearbox, the chain box, whatever you call that stupid thing, whatever you want to call it. And I'm about ready to start on something else. I might just lay off it and start on something else. I haven't got aggravated with it. I can't. I'm gonna have to wait to find some right sprockets going to won't make that noise. So we're gonna probably concentrate on these fenders next weekend. Won't be much video this week, but maybe next week we'll start mount these fenders and trying to see if my cylinder's gonna work out with my seat here. I don't know if it is. We'll see if that's gonna work. Well, I like my deep rims. They're pretty deep now. Pretty doggone deep. Put my shoe in there and look. Pretty deep. I took my gearbox and I just set it inside of here, which I got inside here now. I hadn't finished it. I hadn't made another plate like this to go up here. So that's just going to be capped off, one like that with no shaft come through it, just flat face. This drive shaft will go through here with a hanger bearing right here in the middle, hooked to this drive shaft here is just sitting here. Be hooked to that one, and that'll turn my back end. Now I already got the front one hooked up there, just stuck on there. Now I got to get this shaft to make its way to that shaft back there. So we got to get figured out them. And could be a little possible problem. But you see this motor mount right here? Well, I'm going to come off the center of it. As wide as this plate here is, there'll be a plate. There's like to be a piece of angle down here with 2 holes in it. This plate running weld this plate here, straight across. And I bolt this into it. Then I have some mounts, some ears weld onto it, a mount going down, where like a gusset, where I can bolt it here. And I don't know if the gussets on the bottom might be bolted too, I don't know. But this, the engine and this gearbox would be jumping and doing it at the same time. So that's going to cause a problem at the bottom. I wish I had enough room at the top to put a slip joint here, so it could slip in and out, but it can't. So the slipping's got to be at the bottom. So I got to figure out something to make this thing slip like this does. Here on this one, here on that one. So this is a big bill, big bill. It's more than I thought it was going to be. Let's see what it looks like. I hadn't put my tonneau cover on. Let's see what it looks like. Put it on there. I still got to link in this tonneau cover a little longer. So that's plenty. Just say that went all the way to the back. This got to be cut off a little bit, so that'll go up and out like that. Once I whack that off, that'll slide up. Then I got to make a cover to cover this here. To finish, go down with this to make it fit this, just like this is. Close that up. I was talking about putting a pump right there later on, but I don't want it sticking out back here. I could do that and have the pump sticking out back here. One day I might, but right now I'm not. So, I don't know what's going to take place next week video. I probably can start mounting these fenders, building the motor mount, extending the motor mount out to hook this gearbox, welding the plate on a little, like an angle iron out there with holes in it, welded it, and put an angle iron, put a little piece here for a gusset to bolt it. Start making this box fit. I never did put that finish that spring loaded thing inside. I'm gonna worry about it later. I got tired of working on this thing, and I still got more work to make it work. So we're gonna wait on it a while. I'm still thinking of putting these on there. Put one there and put one there. They won't do nothing. They just be for look. Cause I'm gonna change the name of this thing. It's gonna be Cub Master. It'd be called Cub Master. Then it'd have 30-50. Move this back a little bit. Be 30-50 four-wheel drive. That's what I'm gonna have made put on there. Hey, does anybody know that? Got any suggestions how to hook this up rather than making slip joints here down at the bottom, making slip joints down here? If I can make this to where it can move a little different than the engine, then the bottom wouldn't matter so much. I can make this stationary to the frame, just well mounts stationary to the frame, and don't even have the big motor mount across here. Just have some kind of big lug coupling right here instead. Something that will accommodate the difference in the movement of the engine between here and here. So anybody got an idea, share them with me. And just don't suggest something. Send me something in my email showing the product or how to get to it so I can see it. Because I'm a little compluzzled on this part here. Between the bottom and here, somewhere there's got to be some difference in the movement. If I stationary these two, then the bottom has to slip back and forth to move around. So if I stationary this to here, then this has to move around. So if you got a good idea, let me know. I appreciate it. It's almost getting kind of dark. Here it is, late 30 at the shop. What I decided to do here, I'm not gonna make continuous this motor mount over here to hook this thing. I'm just gonna weld some brackets in here, some ears, and bolt that gearbox to this frame. Now what I'm gonna do up here, I'm thinking about it. That was me farting then. That was me for real. Ooh, it stinks too. But anyway, you see this here, I can't even see the paper to tell you what it says. It's a Driveshaft flex joint coupler. That thing right there. Well, I'm going to put that in between there to give me some flexibility. A little bit, that's all I need. These, you know, it might drop down as the years go by. These pads get weak. I just have to keep an eye on and change them. Don't let it drop down. If they start dropping down, it's going to wear this piece out. So I think that's the best thing to do. And I believe on this bottom drive shaft, I'm just going to put this yoke onto this shaft. Then when it goes over to that one, I'm just going to make a, you know, take a piece of maybe like a 1-inch, bore a hole in it, put I can't think of the name of it, I'm damn tired. Put this slot thing in there, keyway in there. Make it 3/4, then the other end 5/8. And I'll put a bunch of set screws in, plus drive a roll pin through that and 2 other set screws. That'll hold that, and do the same thing back here in the back. Let this one come off my gearbox, and this run over here to this one, hang into a hanger bearing. And this is the following next day. Last night I got on the internet and I found this, and I think that's what I'm gonna do it. But like I say, if you got any other ways you think I might could do this here to make this more flexible, because if I make this rigid with the engine, now I got to make slip joints here, slip joints here, and I don't want to do that. So if you got a good idea, how about let me know down in the comments. And if you want to, go to my email. My email's on that video. I can't think of the name of it. I was selling some parts, Cub Cadet parts. My email's up on there. Right now I can't even think of it. I'm kind of tired. Appreciate it. Hey, don't forget to subscribe, comment. Catch you later. Go.